I want to get that clay out of the hole. I want to find the tunnel. I didn't think of much else, to be honest. I don't know if that's rock or wood, but it's immovable right there.
What has happened on Oak Island this time has never been seen before. The things that an insider has leaked are really mind-blowing. In Season 12, we are not just talking about treasure. This time the team has found things that can change history. Imagine if a centuries-old sealed vault is found inside a tunnel, and something comes out of it that even governments would like to hide. Reports also say that on some nights the team itself heard strange sounds, as if someone is still guarding there. According to a leak, Rick Lagina's face had turned completely white that day. He said, "We are now sure that this is not just treasure. It is something else." Now, what is this something else? Some ancient curse? Or a sign of a lost civilization? And listen, a camera suddenly turned off, and the footage disappeared. Was it an accident, or did someone do it intentionally? If you also want to immerse yourself in the mysteries of Oak Island, and want to know what truth has been revealed in Season 12 that was being hidden, then do not miss this video. I swear, the revelations that are going to happen will blow your mind. And if you love unraveling secrets and chasing the truth, then hit that subscribe button right now. Because what's coming next, you won't want to miss. Season 12 begins. Season 12 of Oak Island started off as calmly and normally as it took a strange and scary turn in a few days. The team was, as usual, verifying their old data near the swamp area, the same place where some magnetic anomalies were found earlier. But this time, as soon as the new machines were activated, a signal was received that made Rick Lagina and his team's heart beat faster. In the initial hours of drilling, a piece of metal came out along with the soil and wet wood. At first glance, it looked like just an oxidized scrap, but as soon as it was cleaned, everyone's eyes were wide open. This was no ordinary metal. Its color, texture, and density did not match any modern alloy. According to the preliminary test done in the lab, the composition of this metal was such that it is neither found in Canada nor is present in any normal geological layer. Rick's reaction was clear. This is not normal. It was not just a metal piece. That was a door towards a mystery that was only heard in rumors till now. This is where the story gets more complicated. A few days later, an insider, who was part of the excavation team but is now out of the show, told in a confidential conversation that the team had found a sealed tunnel from the same place. That tunnel was man-made. The walls were made of wood, there was a stone structure on top, and some sealed containers were kept inside. And the most surprising thing was, as soon as the team tried to enter that tunnel, all the cameras of the site suddenly stopped working. Initially, everyone thought that this might be a power fluctuation, but when only the cameras of that zone went off and the rest continued recording, the suspicion deepened. The insider told that on that day the team was asked to activate an emergency protocol, which is usually done only when life-threatening discoveries or radioactive material is found. As soon as this protocol was activated, the entire excavation site was closed. Security was increased, and only the core crew was allowed inside. Some leaked documents also said that some artifacts were recovered from the tunnel, which had neither any existing language nor any easily understood design. They were symbols, circular, triangular, and some exactly like those found on Templar relics. The insider claimed that everyone present at the site felt a strange smell and something like a buzz in the air. Some people started feeling dizzy, and one member had to be medically evacuated. Later that night, some footage was also found missing from the site's main system. Surveillance logs were missing, and the backup drive turned out to be blank. someone had deliberately erased everything. Now the question is, was this just a treasure? Or is Oak Island really part of some ancient civilization or secret society? Rick and Marty did not make any public statement regarding the event, but according to sources, Rick was extremely disturbed and told the team, "This is not what we were looking for. This is something bigger. Templar or lost civilization?" When the Oak Island excavations unearthed a sealed tunnel, the artifacts that were discovered inside blew the team away. They weren't just old tools or coins buried in the soil. The symbols on them changed the course of the excavation. When Rick, Marty, and the team's history experts saw the markings, they thought they could be connected to a medieval order. The symbols included hooks with crosses, arrowheads, and a distinctive circular design which resembled the recognizable language of the Templar Knights. Some of the designs were so ancient and unique that experts even suggested they could be connected to Phoenician civilization, a civilization that spread across Europe and the Middle East thousands of years ago. If these markings are indeed of Phoenician or Templar origin, it means the story of Oak Island is not what we've been told. This wasn't just a 17th or 18th century pirate's treasure. It was probably a carefully planned, thousands of years old burial. An old parchment-like object was also found, with a code written in faded ink, and it didn't match any modern alphabet. Whatever this is, it was hidden here for a very big purpose. It's not just gold or jewelry, Rick said. It didn't stop there. Just hours after finding the artifacts, the team found a vault further inside the tunnel. A stone-lined, heavy and sealed room with a strange circular carving on the door. Opening the door wasn't easy. On one side there were high-tech tools. On the other side, equipment was constantly failing. As soon as the vault door was opened, something happened that no one had ever experienced before. As soon as they entered, several high-frequency sensors at the excavation site started glitching. Laser levelers stopped working, and ground penetration radar images went black, as if a magnetic disturbance was controlling the whole place. Then suddenly, 2 team members started feeling dizzy. Rashes appeared on their skin, and one started having trouble breathing. They were immediately taken to the medical tent. Those who were closest to the vault said that as soon as they opened the door, a very strange and heavy smell spread, as if a centuries-old seal had been opened. The air had become thick, and many people also felt a heaviness on their chest. According to the insider, Rick was visibly shaken at that time. He immediately ordered the site to be closed and said, "Whoever went near that vault, something happened to them." Now the question was that vault really cursed? Or was there some biological contamination that had been locked away for centuries? The atmosphere inside the vault was so strange that some people even said that the perception of time and sound was disturbed there, as if the speed of time had slowed down there. Rick made this entry in his personal recorder. It felt like the vault didn't want to be opened. Later, when the material found inside the vault was brought out, it was neither a direct treasure nor a weapon. It was some tablet-like things, inscriptions engraved on stone, some metallic shards, and a box that is still closed, and the team has refused to open it, perhaps due to fear or perhaps due to respect. This was the first time on Oak Island that the entire excavation team itself started questioning, have we opened something that should have remained closed? Till now, all the theories of Oak Island were limited to treasure, pirates, Freemasons, or British royal gold. But all this was indicating that perhaps Oak Island is the last gate of some ancient civilization, or a warning chamber which should not have been touched. This twist of Season 12, this vault, these symbols, and these unexplained events, everything is pointing towards the fact that Oak Island is not just a matter of treasure. It is an entrance to some deep, unknown mystery. Rick's statement that was never shown on TV. The part of Oak Island Season 12 that was never shown to viewers. That is the real story that only a few special people have heard so far. A statement from Rick Lagina himself, which was recorded on camera but ultimately never made it to TV. It was deliberately withheld by the team in the editing room. According to insiders, this was the night the vault was opened and strange events were occurring. Cameras were shutting down, equipment was failing, and 2 crew members needed medical assistance. That same night, Rick was seen speaking in a private recording. He was visibly upset. Fear and confusion was clearly visible in his eyes. Rick reportedly said, "We are now sure that we were warned. What we have found is not a treasure. It is a closed door. And opening it may have been our biggest mistake." This footage was never aired. The show just showed general updates. But that raw moment, which could have changed the entire story, was hidden. Insiders also reveal that Rick had suggested to Marty and the core team not to make that footage public. Perhaps not because they wanted to hide anything, but because they themselves could not understand what was really happening. But the real twist came after this, when the excavation team went to a new search area on Lot 5. Lot 5 is that part of Oak Island which was previously known for some minor finds, but in Season 12, something was found here that perhaps redefines the layout and planning of the entire island. The team found an old wooden box-like thing there, completely buried in the soil, covered with moisture and fungus. When opened, an ancient document was found in it. The parchment was made of animal skin, which was used for writing hundreds of years ago. There were many things written on that parchment. But the most surprising thing was a detailed underground map. Yes, a map of the tunnels built under Oak Island. But it was not made by any modern machine, but by hand, with the help of symbols and codes. A special place was shown in a round circle in the map, on which was written D6. Experts believe that D6 could be a coordinate or digging reference, and according to the team, D6 was the same place where ground anomalies were detected earlier as well, but never so clearly defined. Among the other symbols on the map, there were some codes that were written in some ancient or encrypted language. The Oak Island team called cryptographers and linguists, but the full meaning of that code could not be deciphered till now. Another line was written in faded ink at the bottom of the map. Only the one who understands this path will find what everyone is hiding. Now imagine a vault that can shut down equipment and make the team sick. Rick himself said, "We were warned." And now this map shows that the tunnels under the island were already planned. Rick and Marty have not yet made this parchment public, but some photos that were leaked clearly show that the tunnel system is fully structured, going from north to south towards a central chamber. Now the question is not whether there is treasure on Oak Island or not. The question now is who built all this? Templars? Lost Phoenician travelers? Or some group whose story has been removed from the books? And if this is really a warning map, is there something buried on D6 that could be more dangerous than the treasure? This phase of Season 12 makes it clear that the excavation at Oak Island is no longer just a reality show. It has now become a journey where both questions and fears are increasing with every step. DN 11.5 Borehole Game Changer. The biggest twist in Season 12 of Oak Island came when the team started working on a new borehole site during the excavation, named DN 11.5. This borehole had come into discussion earlier also, but what was found this time surprised the entire excavation team. As soon as the drilling reached about 90 feet down, pieces of a wooden structure started coming out from there. Initially, the team thought that it would be some old debris, but when those woods were examined, their pattern and shape told that this structure was man-made, part of the wall of a tunnel or chamber. The most surprising thing was that the wood was still surprisingly preserved. Carbon dating was done in lab analysis, and its result surprised everyone. That structure was at least 500 years old. Now imagine, this structure is related to the era when neither colonization had started in America, nor any documented European activity was officially present on Oak Island. DNA specialists also found some biological residues along with the wood. When the samples were tested, the result was shocking. The traces on them matched with North African ancestry. No one could believe this. A 500-year-old structure on an Atlantic island on the coast of Canada. And African DNA along with it. Doesn't this indicate that some group had come to Oak Island centuries ago that is not documented in recorded history? Now, when these findings came out, the show's team was preparing to officially reveal these results. But then the events became even more mysterious. At night, some unknown helicopters were seen hovering over the excavation site. These were neither from the media nor from the show's production team. And the strangest thing, they did not have any kind of visible identification. Eyewitnesses said that these helicopters were absolutely silent and were flying with infrared-like sensors. Some of the cameras on the site did take blurry shots, but those images were later mysteriously deleted as corrupted file. Then, the ground penetration radar data that the team had retrieved from beneath DN 11.5 was also suddenly restricted. The production crew was told to send a copy of the data to higher authorities, but when the team tried to access the backup data, some parts of it were missing. This is not the first time that some mysterious government involvement has been felt on Oak Island, but this time things were more direct. Now the question is, does any agency really not want the real truth of Oak Island to come out? Both Rick and Marty are silent on this. They now get a legal review done before releasing any sensitive footage. It seems as if they have been told something that is forcing them to keep quiet. And DN 11.5? The team has now stopped digging there. It was said to be for security reasons, but those who were on site say they don't know the real reason. So was DN 11.5 the beginning of a hidden chamber that has been hidden for centuries? Is there an ancient vault that contains something that can shake the world? Or is this all part of a bigger game, involving governments, ancient societies, and buried knowledge? Whatever the case, DN 11.5, and what happened after that, clearly shows that Oak Island is no longer just a search for history. It is a battle to hide and uncover the truth. Insider's final claim. The final big reveal in Season 12 of Oak Island was the most mysterious and disturbing thing so far, and surprisingly, it has never been officially shown in the show or mentioned in any press release till date. An insider, who was part of the excavation team but was later separated from the show's production team, made a claim that changes everything. He says that the vault that was opened in Season 12 did not contain any treasure, no jewels or gold, but a message. Yes, you heard that right. A warning. A warning that was engraved on the stone wall, in a very old language. When an attempt was made to decode that text, it roughly meant, whoever finds it will lose everything. This was not just a line. It was an emotion, a fear, which was peeking out from the centuries-old wall. The insider says that both Rick and Marty were stunned after seeing this message. Fear was clearly visible in Rick's eyes. He immediately called the entire team out of that vault and said that now the excavation should be stopped. But this is where the conflict between the team started. Marty, who has always been a little more practical and results-driven, told Rick that, "We have come here to find the truth, not to get scared. If there is a warning, then it means that we are on the right path." On the other hand, Rick, who himself takes spiritual signs and historical feelings seriously, said that, "If someone has left this warning centuries ago, then we should not take it lightly." This disagreement between the two brothers increased so much that the team got divided into two parts, one who wanted to continue the excavation and the other who were in favor of sealing the vault. And this is where the editing room started playing. Insiders said that there were many scenes in the original raw footage of Season 12 that were not shown to the audience, such as the heated conversation between Rick and Marty, the close-up video of the warning message, a crew member's emotional breakdown when he claimed to see something inside the vault. All these clips were removed from the final episode. The show's editors later said that all this can unnecessarily disturb the audience. But theories started flying on social media. Was this really audience protection, or was the truth hidden on someone's orders? Some fans even believe that the show is now under the control of some external force. Perhaps the government or some powerful organization is putting pressure not to reveal the truth completely. Rick himself said in an interview, "We saw a lot, but we cannot show everything. Some things become too big to be discovered." And this directly points to the vault, where not the treasure, but a warning was buried. Now the question is not what is in Oak Island. The question is whatever is there safe for the world or not? The last part of Season 12 made it clear that this is not just a treasure hunt. Now it has become a search for such a secret, which should have remained hidden forever. Final twist and theory. As the end of Oak Island Season 12 drew near, the whole matter had now gone deeper than just a treasure hunt. The questions that the team now faced were not related to the value of gold or diamonds, but to human history, mysteries, and civilizations that the world probably does not want to know about. The clues found so far, the vault, the warning, the ancient symbols, and the 500-year-old structure found beneath DN 11.5, do not seem to be part of a common story. Rather, they indicate that Oak Island is probably a secret tunnel of a forgotten race, built centuries ago for some great purpose. Some historians believe that this could be the work of an ancient secret society, such as the Knights Templar, the Phoenicians, or some organization that is not even recorded in the history books. One theory suggests that Oak Island is actually a memory vault, where ancient mystical knowledge, science, and warnings were locked away so that only those who were ready could open them in the ages to come. And was the warning written in the vault? Whoever finds it will lose everything. Just to scare people? Or was it a truth that remains the same, even today? Some viewers believe that Oak Island is not a puzzle, but a test of human greed versus conscience. Should we really uncover what has been deliberately hidden? Rick and Marty now find themselves in a dilemma. Move forward or stop there? But one thing is clear. The excavation of Oak Island has now gone down in history, but the real story is still buried underground. Outro and viewer engagement, 1930 to 2000. So now the question is to you. Do you think the real mystery of Oak Island has been revealed now? Or is this just the beginning of a bigger truth that can shake the whole world in the times to come? Do share your theories in the comments. Do you think this is a vault of a lost civilization, or a coded message from an ancient society? If you liked this video, then like, subscribe,